Hello, Sam from Sound on Sound magazine here. I'm at the NAMM show in Anaheim, California. I'm on the Royer booth with John Jennings. How are you, John?
Hey Sam, great. Good to see you,
It's
man.
always a pleasure to see you.
Yeah, thanks for coming
And
by.
I need to give you congratulations because this year is 25th anniversary of Royer.
Yes, we opened in 1998, and when we opened, I mean, like ribbons they were dead.
Yeah.
You know, they were the big old clunky ribbons, and the only ones you could buy new at that point were like, the Coles 4038s, good ribbons, but very old design. And Dave Royer cooked up the 121, and it was really fun to bring that thing out to people, and then sort of innovate ribbons over that time. So yeah, it's been 25 years.
So, I mean, yeah, like you say, when the 121 came out, it was into a market. It was like where ribbons were kind of dead. How did you how did you tell people that actually ribbons are cool?
When I was in my 20s, I used to do a lot of studio work, and I'd stand in front of the amp, and I loved the sound of it, and I'd go into the control room, and I hated the sound of it because you could never really get all that stuff. What I learned was with a good ribbon mic, and especially when Dave cooked up the 121, you get a couple of moves of that microphone, and you can play something in front of your amp, and then go in the control room, and it sounds like you're standing in front of the amp. Blew my mind. And this little ribbon, as opposed to those big things that were kind of dark, this little thing was so beautifully musical that it was what I was doing in those days is just running around to studios every day, letting different people try things out. And it worked. Yo-Yo Ma was using it on the cello, and they stuck with it ever since. Joshua Bell, the great violin player, always has a Royer over his head. And all the guitar players, Clapton and Eddie Van Halen and everybody were starting to pick them up, and all the brass players. And it was just so cool to be able to bring sort of a new sense of musicality to people. And where it really made a difference was when all the digital stuff was coming on, and music was sounding a little more harsh because you didn't have tape sort of softening and compressing things. So the ribbon just really made people feel like they were working in an analog world again. And that made this the most incredible ride because people are hungry for new things. They're hungry for something that helps them, record better music. And it was just a tool that really made a difference.
And still, like 25 years on, the 121 is still probably one of your best-selling products, I guess.
It's our best-selling product. It's the flagship mic. The R10 costs a lot less and is based on a lot of 121 technology, and is a very good mic in its own right. So we're selling quite a few of those now too. But yeah, the R121 is the flagship, and it'll always be.
So it seems kind of appropriate. You've chosen to mark the anniversary with a special edition of the 121. So
Yeah.
tell us about the distressed rose version.
So there's no improving on the 121. What we did is we just took that mic and we're playing around with different finishes. Something that just do like a special edition, 500 mics kind of a thing. And looking for, oh, there we go. I set it down in a place convenient to grab, and of course that's the place you forget. So the distressed rose is to me, I think it's kind of a badass look. And it's a funny finish because outside in bright light it gets very red, but in studios it gets darker and it just has such a cool look. So it's just kind of a fun way to mark the 25th anniversary.
Yeah, for sure. And I imagine those are going to become collector's items pretty soon.
We're already getting a lot of orders for people who want it. This mic doesn't hit the market until May 1st, but a lot of people are getting their dibs in right now.
All right.
Yeah. I have my dibs in.
Better get the credit card out.
That's right.
And that's not the only way you're marking the anniversary, because you've also got a new version of the R10.
Yeah, the R10 has done really well, but it's 5 dB less sensitive than a 121, and that's great. It's got a lot of headroom, but we put together a version of the R10 right here that has a special customized custom transformer in it that's 6 dB hotter, and you feel more kick in the lows and the low mids, and on something like cymbals, you really feel more sheen in the highs. It's a nice different transformer. It's okay.
Take two. I am really sorry.
Not a problem at all. Royer President Rick Parada, who's the reason all this stuff exists. So, and we also gave it like a little trim package, the black cap, the black logo, the black screws, just to sort of set it apart. And I think we'll be settling on about 800 of these. And most of them are already gone. We started selling those in April.
Yeah, because in a ribbon mic, especially a passive ribbon mic, of course, the transformer design is really crucial to the sound. And
It's
you
so
can make
crucial.
a big difference.
Right, you're going to the ribbon, to the transformer, and out.
Yeah.
In this case, with all the R10s, including the 25th anniversary, you've got this 3-layer windscreen system, and it cuts down on proximity effect a little. But what's really cool is you can take these on the road, and like they don't care about wind.
Yeah.
So that was one of the other things about starting Royer. People were worried about fragile ribbons, and you can put a 121 or an R10 on a live cab with a a wide open Marshall, and it's not a problem. It's designed to take that. I mean, Dave Grohl's had R10s on his cabinet for the last 5 years. A few months before we released the mic, he tried some prototypes, and they said, we want that. So,
Well,
And
what
they-
Dave Grohl wants, Dave Grohl gets.
Dave Grohl gets,
Yeah.
yes. They've got a lot of mics at their studio, but they took these out on the road. It was nice. So anyway, it's really been nice to, show the 25th anniversary, give a little love with some interesting mics, and get ready for the next 25.
Yeah, well,
Now, I don't think I'll be
congratulations.
here 25 years from now, at least not working with Royer, but
Well, maybe they will have uploaded you to the cloud by then.
right.
But seriously, congratulations. It's an incredible achievement for Royer. And yeah, I hope these new mics continue to bring a lot of people a lot of happiness.
Thank you. We hope so too. We really do. We're all about helping people make better sounding music, and I think the R10, the new one, it's an interesting, different take on the R10. Just a different flavor.
Yeah.
So I think people are going to enjoy them.
Awesome.
Great.
Great to see you, John.
Great to see you too, Sid. Thanks, man.